Hello student, this is chapter number 10, Light, Reflection and Refraction of CBSE class 10th, part 1st. We see variety of objects in the world around us, but can we see anything in the dark? No. So that is why we need a light. So what is the definition of light? Light is a form of energy which helps us to see objects. When light falls on the object, it reflects the light, and when the reflected light reaches our eyes, then we see the object. So first the light is falling on the object, then from that it is reflected and reaches to our eyes, and then only we can see the object. How does light travel? Light travels in a straight line. So for this we had done the activities in 8th standard of the cardboards having a hole in the center and the candle was lighted, and from those holes we were able to see the candle, but if one of the cardboard was shifted, then the light was unable to reach to our eyes. Then the common phenomena of light are formation of shadow, how the shadow is formed, formation of images by mirror and lenses, bending of light by a medium, twinkling of stars, formation of rainbows, etc. So these are all the optical phenomena of light. Next is types of object. There are two types of object. The first one is luminous object. They have their own light. The examples for these are sun, bulbs, etc. The next one is non-luminous object. The definition of it is they do not have their own light but reflect the light which falls on them. So the examples are bag, wall, moon, etc. Now what is the nature of light? New theory reconciles the particle property of light with the wave nature. So both the particles and the wave. What do you mean by reflection? Let us see to it. The process of sending back the light rays which falls on the surface of an object. So for that the law of reflection is important. See the figure here. This is the incident ray, which is the ray which is falling, which is coming towards the surface. Surface is a mirror. Now it is getting reflected. The ray which is emerging out from the surface of the mirror. So that ray will be called as what? A reflected ray. Then a normal. Normal is always perpendicular to the surface. So incident ray, reflected ray and normal. So first law of reflection states that angle of incidence. How is the angle of incidence formed? The angle between incident ray and the normal makes an angle I. So angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. How is the angle of reflection formed? It is the angle between reflected ray and the normal. So angle I is equal to angle R. This is the first law of reflection. The second law states that the incident ray, reflected ray and the normal to the reflecting surface at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. So these three lines are in the same plane. So these are the two laws of reflection. Next, let us see the types of reflection. There are again two types of reflection: regular reflection and irregular reflection. Let us see the definition of it. Regular reflection occurs when a parallel beam of light is reflected parallel to each other from a smooth surface. Irregular reflection means diffuse reflection occurs when a parallel beam of light is scattered in many directions after reflecting from the rough surface. It can be understood nicely from the figure. See here, the parallel beam of lights are incident on the smooth surface, and we are getting the reflected lines also parallel to each other. So this type of reflection will be called as what? Regular reflection. In irregular reflection, the incident rays are all parallel to each other, but the reflection done by each of the rays is different. So the light is scattered in many directions after reflecting. So which surface here it is? It is rough surface. Object. Object means what? Anything which gives out light. Image is the optical appearance produced when the light rays coming from an object are reflected. Now images are again of two types, real image and virtual image. Image which can be obtained on the screen is called as real image, and the image which cannot be obtained on the screen is called as virtual image. Now let us see the characteristics of image formation by plane mirror. So the first characteristic is the image form is of the same size. It is at the same distance from the mirror. It is lateral inverted. Now what do you mean by lateral inversion or lateral inverted? If you are raising your right hand, the image will raise his left hand. So that is called as what? Lateral inversion. Virtual image means the image which cannot be obtained on the screen. It is seen inside the mirror. And the last characteristic is the image is erect, means you are standing erect in front of mirror. The image is also erect. Next part is of spherical mirror. The mirror whose reflecting surface is a part of hollow sphere is called as spherical mirror. The spherical mirrors are of two types. The first one is concave mirror and the second one is convex. Now let us see the difference in between concave mirror and the convex mirror. It has the inner surface reflecting. See here the figure of the concave mirror. In this, the inner part, this side part is reflecting. Here you can see AB as the object. The rays of light are parallelly reaching the mirror, and after reflection all are meeting at a certain point. So this point is called as what? Focus. Now CP will be the radius of the curvature. Radius of the sphere is the part of the sphere. The sphere would be like this. FP is the focal length. The distance between F means focus, P means pole. The definitions of that I will discuss afterwards. So the distance between F and P is called as focal length, and it is denoted by a small letter F. Mn is the aperture. What do you mean by aperture? The diameter of reflecting surface of spherical mirror. Next mirror is convex mirror. Its outer surface is reflecting. It is also called as diverging mirror. So this is the part of the sphere. The sphere is in this manner. The center of curvature is behind the mirror and the focus is also behind the mirror. Here AB is the object. All the rays parallelly moving towards the mirror will get reflected in different direction and will appear as if they are coming from the focus. Now let us consider the terms used in spherical mirror. The first one is center of curvature. It is denoted by capital C. The definition is it is the center of the sphere of which the mirror is a part. See here, a mirror is there and this is the center of curvature. And if we had completed the sphere, then this will be the center of the sphere. Next is radius of curvature. It is the radius of sphere of which the mirror is a part. So CP will be what? Radius of the curvature. That means radius of the sphere. Pole is the center of spherical mirror. It is denoted by capital letter P. So Mn is the aperture and P is the center of the mirror. Now, next is principal axis. It is a straight line passing through the center of curvature and the pole. See here, this line is the principal axis. Next is principal focus. In a concave mirror, ray of light parallel to principal axis after reflection meet at a point on the principal axis called as principal focus. So this is a concave mirror and all the rays of light which are parallel to the principal axis. This line joining C and P, this is the principal axis. So all the rays of light parallel to principal axis after reflection are meeting at a point and this is called as focus. It is denoted by capital F. In convex mirror, the ray of light parallel to the principal axis after reflection get diverge and appear to come from a point on the principal axis behind the mirror called as principal focus. So let me show you this diagram. Here a convex mirror is there and this is the principal axis. All the rays parallel to the principal axis are getting diverged and appear as if they are coming from the focus. Next is the focal length. It is the distance between pole and the principal focus. So distance FP is equal to F. In spherical mirror, the radius of curvature is twice the focal length. So we can write R is equal to 2F or F is equal to R upon